Trust. Dependency. Love. Respect. Passion. Pain. Intimacy. Pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you loved me, you kissed and you hugged me, then you smile and look in my eyes and tell me that you'll always be right there. Trust. Dependency. Love. Respect. Passion. Pain. Intimacy. Pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you loved me, you kissed and you hugged me, then you smile and look in my eyes and tell me that you'll always be right there.
Good evening, great people. And we want to welcome you to another episode of PGC After Dark with none other than the Crazy Rich Aunties. And it is yours truly, none other than Leah Rochelle. And tonight, our discussion is it good dick or just dopamine? The science behind sex, love, and attachment. Okay, y'all, it's gonna get good tonight.
Oh, it's gonna
It's gonna
get
get
spicy.
real good tonight. Okay,
Yeah.
so y'all come on in here, get your glasses ready, prepare for this hellified, grown, and sexy conversation with the aunties. All right, is y'all in here? Y'all in here? Y'all ready? Is y'all ready? Is
We
y'all
ready.
ready? Is y'all ready?
We ready.
Hey, ladies.
Hey,
So
girl.
we got
Hey.
Auntie Gina in the building, and we got Auntie D up in this thing with us tonight.
Y'all.
So listen, y'all ready? I've been looking forward to this conversation.
Me too.
Honey.
Cause listen, a lot of us end up caught up in that little trying to decide was it just the D, or is it me? Is it my emotions? Am I really feeling what I think I'm feeling? Or what is really going on? So I'm ready to have this conversation. How y'all feeling? What's y'all initial thoughts when we talked about having this conversation?
I've been anticipating it because, like, you know, us ladies, we are emotional creatures. So I'm quite sure we, when I say we collectively, all the aunties right here on the platform, as well as others, have questioned ourselves on this multiple times.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I feel like we have to. I think a lot of us have questions in regards to those kind of things when it comes to trying to decipher, is it good D, is it, what's really happening um in this space with this person. Is it really my emotions or what's going on? So we finna have a conversation tonight, and we got a lot of information to help y'all understand what really be happening, and if it's really that D or is it not. Okay, so
It's
Auntie
not.
Gina.
Oh, Lord.
Uh-oh.
Y'all, hold on. I'm going to have to
So,
log out and log back in because it's tripping. I'll be right back.
okay, baby. All right, girl.
I'm
Um,
letting your hair, by the way. What are those?
butterfly locks.
Okay, it's crocheted in.
Yes, ma'am.
It's cute. It's
Thank
giving.
you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm ready to take it out.
Why? You just got it like 2.5 seconds ago.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
I
As
ain't
Auntie
judging you.
Leah
I'm
say,
just
don't judge me,
saying
just love me.
I like the look, and I think you should embrace it a little longer.
Oh yeah, it's not that. It's just I haven't had hair in so long. So just trying to adjust to having hair and intentionally wrapping it up and
Yeah, I can relate. I can
the itchy
relate.
scalp and all of that kind of stuff. Like
Right.
it's a
But you
whole
know,
thing. So that's the only reason why.
you're a creative, so I think you should just, pop out and be like every now and then.
I do. And I'm already thinking about what's next, but I just know like when it comes to hair, I'll be like, oh Lord.
I feel you.
And you would think I didn't have hair down my back when I was younger, the way I do not like hair now. So
And most people that have been raised with a lot of hair do not care for having hair.
mhm.
And vice versa. People that ain't had no hair want it bad. But I tell people all the
Girl.
time, like, the hair don't make you, you make the hair.
And when I say down my back, I mean down my back, Deidre.
Mhm. I can
Down my
believe
back, middle of my back at that.
I can believe
So
it. But yeah, but when you go to that little short little haircut that both you and I have had, you ain't trying to maintain no hair. That's why when I thought about growing my hair out, I was like, I'm liking it. I'm not about to fool with nobody here.
listen, and I'm up here like, I still don't know if I want to fully let it grow all the way out, but I do like the versatility of it all for me. So,
Mm-hmm.
but y'all, so we talking about is it good D or dopamine? Okay. And let me tell y'all, first and foremost, we have to learn that as we are out here adulting and doing adult things, that catching, and I do that, catching feelings is a for real thing. Okay. Catching feelings is a for real thing. And even if you initially agreed to, initially, if even if you initially agreed to just, be friends with benefits or whatever the case may be, things happen, feelings happen, dopamine happens. And so I'm gonna explain to y'all what these things are in regards to, why sex makes you feel a certain way, why those feelings get real intense after you done hunched on somebody or somebody done hunched on you. Okay. So let me ask y'all. Have y'all ever, so like after you done had your little roll in the sack and you laying there and you start feeling all of these things, what is sometimes, so think about the last time you had some really bomb, okay, like, oh my God, I want this man to marry me type. So when you had that moment after all was said and done, what were some of your first thoughts afterwards?
First of all, I be thinking like a G. I'm sorry. Like, get it together, girl. Get it
For
together.
real, okay.
Like, don't let us see you sweat. That be my first
Yes.
thought. I'm so serious. Like, I don't. If I am feeling it, I need to contain it. Like, you don't need to know it.
Okay. So you be trying to keep your feelings to yourself.
Yeah, like, like your mind be
She
playing
said,
tricks on you. Your mind is playing tricks on you, boo. I mean, like, experience is your best teacher. So how I think now versus how I thought then back in the day, like, yeah, I'd be like, get it together, like, mind over matter. Like, think with your mind, not with your heart. What Steve Harvey say? Act like a lady, but think like a man. Like,
so do you think that has helped or hurt you though?
both.
Okay. Elaborate. Tell me more.
Well, when I say both, because I feel like, when you are emotionally strong in that sense, where you are aware, where your self awareness kicks in, you like, you already know that person, you're not compatible with them to be in a relationship, but maybe you just enjoy spending time with them. So you really just
Mm,
can't confuse the two. So you
okay.
really just have to like to be mentally strong to be like, okay, am I going to continue to take this path? But am I strong enough to keep my mind in my heart in check? You know what I'm saying? Or this is just it's gonna be disastrous. So let me just let me not even go there. But then sometimes that person might be good for you, but then you don't have an experience in the past and it's clouding your judgment, things of that nature. So I think it can be a good and a bad thing because you really can be caught up in trauma from the past and miss out on a blessing because now you just so guarded. Like whatever good feeling come your way, you like Xing it out, just crossing it
Mhm.
out.
Hey Doc J, hey Moses,
Hey fellas.
hey fellas. And maybe we should have had some of y'all on here. Let me know if y'all want to hop on here with us. So that way y'all can tell us the opposite side of this.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? Y'all can
I
tell us
want some
y'all
meat.
side of it. If y'all want to hop on here, Moses and Doc, let me know and I'll
Yes,
send y'all the link. Because then y'all can tell us if guys have these same thought processes and feelings as well. Because it's a lot to process. I know as a woman to, like you said, the sometimes the stuff like you be like, okay, no, I didn't experience this before. I'm gonna keep myself guarded. I'm gonna block off all of these good feelings. I'm gonna keep everything that's good and beautiful about this spirit, this connection and this situation. I'm gonna try to block it off because I don't want to have to go through this whole experience and really be setting myself up for failure because I've been here before.
correct.
So I know that I've been there too. But a lot of times for me, it's the connection is like super strong. The connection is strong. And then the older I have gotten, I really be like, okay, but you can go home. And unless unless we are really like connected, really trying to be in that space with each other, I just feel like I've gotten to the point where I can separate the two. Now, sometimes that may be a dangerous space for women to be in when you learn to separate the two because I don't think I'm afraid to fall in love or to love one person or anything like that. I just know that more recently that hasn't been the thing for a lot of people. And like we talked about before, that I am learning what I would like for my next relationship to look like that is outside of tradition, you know. So a lot of times for me though, I mean, I've really just been laying low. I really haven't been participating in adult activities because all I do is work and podcast. So I be out here working my behind off and podcasting like nobody's business. So I don't really have time to participate in adult activities. But I mean, I ain't saying I don't want to. I'm just saying I haven't had a chance to. Um, but even with those things, so one thing I want everybody to understand that's tuning in, like why this conversation is important. Why do we need to talk about these things? First of all, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. So
Yes.
we have to make sure that we are talking about conversations outside, first of all, within the mental health aspect, outside of the normal things that we always talk about. So we always talk about depression, anxiety. We always talk about trauma bonding and all of those kind of things. But it is very damn important to talk about um mental health awareness and mental health in regards to sex or sexual health, because a lot of times what we don't realize is that when we are not paying attention to our mental health, it affects how we show up sexually. It affects how we show up in every aspect of our life, but especially sexually. If you're in a relationship and you got a lot of things going on and you're not having sex with your partner, then that is also going to affect your mental health overall. It's going to affect your partner's mental health because some of those things may be a trigger. So, but we live in a world right now that is full of sneaky links, and people are out here making soul ties with each other and don't even know. So it's easy to get emotionally caught up with somebody who feels amazing, okay, physically. Like they are literally everything that you hope and wish and pray for when it comes to the physical part. But you guys aren't in alignment when it comes to the emotional part. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a few more other things as we move through this conversation. But we are going to talk about, especially for Black women, as we navigate love in a society that often reduces us to our strength or sensuality. We got to learn to understand what's real and what's chemical. Okay. And we got to look at it that way, chemical, because that's what it is. That's what dopamine is. Dopamine is a chemical within your body that it's a feel good. It makes you feel good. Like Halle Berry said, make me feel good. Make me feel good. That's what dopamine does. That's what dopamine is for the everyday person. Okay. That's dopamine is for everybody. Okay. So our goal with this conversation and all the conversations that we have for the rest of this month is to make sure that we normalize the conversations around how our brains, our bodies, and our desires are biologically wired to create attachment. Let me say that again.
Mm-hmm.
Our brains, our bodies, and desires are biologically wired to create attachment. Okay? Even when the situation isn't healthy or mutual. Even when the situation isn't healthy or mutual, there will be attachment in some shape, form, or fashion.
Preach.
So, if y'all thinking that y'all gonna be out here hunching without some level of attachment to that person, you are sadly mistaken and sadly misguided. Okay.
And that goes for the men too.
Oh, that's for everybody. That's just
Yes.
not women.
Men, you are not excluded.
That is for everybody. Those things happen on both sides of the game. So, um, what's an unhealthy situation that you guys have found yourselves in because y'all decided to have sex?
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
God. Let me see. Unhealthy. Um, I would say with me, I've come obsessed with that person.
Come on, obsession.
Uh, if they putting down the good, I mean the good is like I try to play hard, but it's like, oh shit. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. So it's like I come obsessed with that person. And I mean, I don't like let them know, but in my head I am so over just hyper behind this person. I gotta have this person all the time. And it tends to be a bad thing because all I think about is just
Them.
giving it up to them, and I just want to just keep giving it and giving it. That obsession thing is horrible, and I
Woo!
don't. Little girl, no, they can keep it. That's when they put it down. They act like you their wife, and they put it down to get you there. Be like, oh Jesus, no, no, no.
Whew.
But for me, I have learned that I cannot, even though I may be like attracted to a guy, but I know, okay, he ain't no good for me. I cannot be around them when I'm vulnerable. I cannot. I cannot. Because when I'm vulnerable, I just want that touch and that intimacy so I can be, feel my comfort at that time. But then when it's all over with, I be like, that ain't it. What I do that for? Like, nah. So,
um so for me, at one point in time, it had me thinking that what was coming out of their mouth was actually in alignment to their true feelings.
the game, girl, the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
The
It was
finesse.
like, this is not really how you feel. You're like, or it may have been how they truly felt, but hindsight being what it is, I'm like, well, maybe that wasn't how they felt. Or maybe they thought they just needed to say those things in order for me to show up for them the way they wanted me to show up, or be present the way they wanted me to be present for them. But also, in my thought processes, it's like, you didn't even have to do all of that because I was fucking with you. And so people get caught up in the lies and the deceit and the game of it all. And then they fuck around and lose somebody who could have been in their corner regardless of how things played out. But instead, you was on bullshit. So here we are.
That
But what
part.
about when somebody tell you the truth and you still know that truth ain't no good for you?
Oh, then that's on you, baby.
It
That's
is.
on you.
It is. But that dopamine, though,
Oh, absolutely. Okay,
you
because
be in a
listen.
tug of war. You just be in a tug of war. Like,
Yep. You be trying
it's
to
some
fight
serious.
yourself
Yep,
and everything else that's going on around that. It's hard. It is hard. It's
it is.
absolutely hard.
Yes,
Um,
it is.
it's rough too, because your emotions are trying to make you believe something that you don't even truly believe, but your body and everything else within you is telling you that's what it is. And you like, nah. Your body like, no, that's not what it is. Your mind is like, no, but your body is like, yes, yes, yes. Let me bask in the beauty of this moment. Leave me alone.
Your mind be playing tricks on you. That's all it is.
Absolutely. Okay. Literally playing tricks on you every step of the way.
But sometimes I can just parking lot my feelings and go get what I need to get, and then it's back to business as usual.
Not parking lot it.
Yes,
Yeah,
play that big dog role. Be like,
yeah, like I'm a G. Let me go get what I need to get for this
Okay, G
moment.
thing.
yes. Sometimes you got to do it like the
Okay,
men
G.
do.
Let me go get what I need to. Let me take all this till that off. Like seriously,
Yes.
I'm being transparent here. There are
I ain't mad
times.
at you.
There are times that I know this man ain't no good for me. He's not in alignment with what I want with my life. However, we have a
However,
great
comma.
connection.
Okay.
We have a great connection. We have a great friendship. We get along well in and outside of each other's presence. But ultimately, they're not for me.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
don't mean they may not be for me sometime down the line, but at the present time, they not for me. So I'm always saying, nah, it's boundaries, it's levels to this. But when I'm in that heat of the moment,
In the heat of...
and I need to get what I need to get, I
Baby.
don't know pep talks with myself. I be like, okay, girl, Them feelings up there. Go run over here, get what you need to get it, and come on back. We like, okay, we back to business as usual.
Oh, and
Yes, yes, it
and
be like
I
that.
had a conversation recently, and somebody was saying like with a guy that I used to mess around with back in the day, and he was like, "You don't remember?" And I was like, "Uh-uh." And I was like, it's not that it may not have, I said, it may not be that it wasn't good. It may just be timing. I said, the time frame, if it was over 10 years ago, I absolutely don't fucking remember. Nigga, I barely remember last week. No,
It's
I don't remember.
yesterday. Shoot.
I
Right.
said, before the pandemic, if we fucked around before the pandemic, you don't count. We never did it. Okay. We never did it. If it was before the pandemic, we never had sex.
Right.
Mm.
Because it's still a lot of shit I don't remember before then. Okay. But he was just like, oh man, I remember you and da 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 blah 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 da da da. And I was like, well, it's a good thing that I don't remember because that means it wasn't bad. I said, I remember bad sex. So if I don't remember you, that means it wasn't necessarily bad. It just I said it doesn't mean that it was bad. It just means I don't remember. And because I don't remember, that's not make it a bad thing. I said life has been truly happening since we fucked around forever ago. So there's that. But I was like, maybe he was thinking that it was supposed to be more excitement on my end. And I'm like, yeah, no player. I don't remember. I'm sorry. And I'm like, maybe that's part of the process too. Like when you let go of so much or you break those soul ties or you're not that same person anymore and you grow, then things change and things happen to where you're like, I don't remember. But also, memory loss due to trauma is a real thing too. So we're going to talk about that at some point down the line, how memory loss due to trauma is a real thing. Because people really expect you to remember some outlandish, wild ass shit that happened a long time ago. But again, sir, I remember bad sex. So if I don't remember,
It was good. It was okay.
it was probably good. And I'm like, that may sound crazy as hell, but it's my truth.
Right.
Right.
But we're gonna get into the science of it all here shortly. We're gonna get into the science of it all. We got a few comments. Rodney said that good. We all been there and some trying to go back. I'll go back.
All good sex ain't worth going back to, baby.
It sure
It's
ain't.
so lame.
There's
Talk
a
about
lot
it.
of heartbreak behind that sex.
It sure live. Better think about spinning the block.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of us have spent the block one too many times. And we
Yeah.
need to be mindful to not do that shit ever again.
Say that one more time.
True.
Okay. We need to not never do that shit again. Like that's why the people that is really good with, that is toxic with, I block them.
Cause that'd be the best sex. Them toxic
Don't
people.
talk to me. Nope. And now, Rodney, what you taking notes? What kind of notes are you taking? He said, so wait, the pandemic is the baseline. Yes, all my previous ones don't count. Nah, they don't count, Doc. Anything before the pandemic don't matter. Okay?
It sure
Remember
don't.
that. Hell, anything after the pandemic, between 2020 and 2023 don't count either.
Wow.
We always out here scrambling for love and affection and all kind of connection during the pandemic
True.
time. So
True.
that shit don't count either.
True. So true.
So So we're all pretty much reset. So 2024 is the new year. So anything between 24 up until now. Okay. That's the
I
baseline.
need to throw some of them away too.
Oh,
Shit.
D.
Baby.
She said shit, cause y'all can go too.
Honey. I'm
Post
just
pandemic niggas need to go too.
honey. Bye. There's the door.
I'm just saying. For me, I don't know about nobody else, but for me, that's the baseline.
It's a good baseline. I'm gonna start,
Ain't it? It feel like it's a good one.
it's a good
I
baseline.
feel like it's a good one. And if if it's not, if you don't feel like that's a good baseline for you, then choose your own.
That part.
It's a good baseline for me.
That's a good one for me though. I just feel like, if we gotta go back that motherfucking far, mm-mm, mm-mm. But also when it comes down to like what Moses said, Rodney said if they don't count before the pandemic, I'm close to being a Virginia, not a Virginia.
A virgin again.
He fixed it. He said Virgin, not Virginia. And Moses said, "Well, damn." And then Doc said, "Sir, you are nowhere near a virgin. You need to go back to birth." Oh wow!
Oh wow.
Now he was loose in grade school. What is you out here doing in grade school, Rodney? What kind of activities was you doing in grade school?
Girl, the way these babies are set up these days, they doing
Oh,
a lot of
oh,
stuff.
girl, we not even gonna go there, okay? We is not even gonna go there. But we gonna get into a little bit more about the science of sex, okay? The
Okay.
science of sex, because what a lot of us don't even um give credit to is the science, the body, how all of those hormonal things and makeup and all of that kind of stuff actually happens. But we're gonna break down the key players, okay? We're gonna run down the starting. Let's see, the starting what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The starting 5. 6. We got 6. The starting 6. So first and foremost, player number 1 is dopamine, aka the reward junkie, the brain's pleasure and reward neurotransmitter. Okay, so that's where your pleasure and rewards come from. Okay, so it gets released. Let me tell y'all when dopamine being released, so y'all will know. Dopamine gets released during sex, cuddling. Listen, hold on to y'all edges. Texting,
Shut your mouth.
or even anticipating a
A message.
message.
Mm, mm, mm.
Okay, it gives that euphoric feeling of he or she is everything feeling, even if they just bought you something as simple as a 4 for 4. Now, some people might be like, damn, you that cheap? No, but listen, you got something, you were given something, you received, so that was your reward. But also, you enjoyed the food, which is pleasure. Okay. The 4 for 4 is just, a metaphor for the connection. So it'll connect for y'all. Okay. Player number 2, oxytocin, aka the cuddle chemical.
Mm, mm, mm.
This chemical is released during orgasm, kissing,
Mm, mm,
hugging,
mm,
and
mm,
breastfeeding. Okay.
mm.
Or, I mean, if you ain't breastfeeding, but you breastfeed.
Yeah,
Okay. You
yeah.
catch my drift. Okay. Keep up with me, people. But it promotes trust and bonding, especially in women. It makes your brain scream, "We belong together,"
Mm, mm, mm.
even if he's not texting back. Adrenaline. Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. So player number 3 is adrenaline, the excitement dealer. So adrenaline spikes when things are new, risky, or thrilling, i.e., sneaky links, makeup sex, doing some shit we ain't supposed to be doing, but we gonna do it anyway type things. It can cloud your logical thinking and decision making. Adrenaline rush. Twister talked about it. Going on back to your 90s hip hop and rap and listen to a little bit of good old Twister, Adrenaline Rush. The very first song, they telling you what an adrenaline rush is in the song. Don't talk about my references because y'all know I love music and it's always probably going to be a music reference. But go
Drop it
listen
in
to
the chat.
Adrenaline Rush so
Drop it
you
in the
can get,
chat.
so you can line it up and understand. So, um, number 4. We on 4, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep, we on 4. Endorphins, the painkillers. Okay? Endorphins are natural mood elevators that can reduce emotional and physical pain. I'm like, God damn, all of this be happening?
Exactly.
Girl,
When I was reading that, I said it's too much.
girl. Like, whoa, hold on. But it also creates emotional comfort that mimics love and intimacy. What? Player number 5, I think we on 5. I'm losing count because this shit is blowing my edges back. Serotonin, the confidence booster. It is involved in feeling content and balanced, but it actually drops during the intense early phases of attraction. It explains, so Auntie Regina, this for you. Your serotonin levels be high. It explains why you get obsessive, overthink, and can't sleep. So,
Just call me when that happens, Regina. I'll talk you out of it.
listen, we'll talk her down, okay? We're
Yeah,
gonna walk you
we'll take
down,
it down.
girl.
We'll take it down off the ledge, girl. We'll talk it down.
Listen, these fools, Doc talking about some, I love breastfeeding.
You know what? I
I
cannot with
agree.
them.
Breastfeeding is beautiful.
I cannot with them.
Doc J said, I feel bad for endorphins. You know what? Because they never get adopted when they get older. Doc, that's how you know you adopted in real life. But also that lets me know that I'm a nerd because I got the joke in that. Okay. Um Let me go back to what
You know
it
what?
see, this is why our people is just one of a kind, okay? They
If
is
it
one
was
of a
text
damn
to
kind.
you, if it was text to you, maybe so.
Okay, because it does get released.
Yeah, get
It
released
say it
during
gets released
texting.
during sex, cuddling, texting, or even just
So
anticipating a
yes,
message?
yes. So the answer to that question, Rodney, is yes.
So the answer is yes, Rodney. The answer is yes. That your dopamine does get released if you are anticipating or have sent or are sending those kind of messages to one another. It is a valid question, and the answer is yes, because it says dopamine is the brain's pleasure and reward neurotransmitter. So, because you are excited and that is something of pleasure, that's when it gets released. So, that is a valid question. Thank you, Rodney. Um, but a real life example is you swore it was love after one weekend together, but you haven't had a full combo about values or goals. And you're chasing text replies like it's your drugs. Okay? So, all of those feelings, all of those things, all of those chemicals, and all of the science of why good sex feels like love, because all of those things popping off in your body and all of that at one time will make you feel like it is love when it's not. That's why also a lot of times when you guys are having sex and somebody slip up and say I love you,
I'm cool. I'm done. It's over. Sex
see
over.
if they mean that after the fact. See if they say it after the fact. See if they believe it after the fact, because if they do, then their actions will line up with the words that they're saying, and it won't just be that they're saying I love you because y'all were in the moment. Saying I love you, and then everything else will line up with that. Okay, so like we said earlier, be in alignment. All right,
Love is
y'all.
the action word.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So we got to make sure we got all of the things lining up, and you're not just over there in love out the blue. um so do y'all feel like y'all would be able to tell the difference if you was in love or high off dopamine?
Yeah,
You do?
yeah.
Girl, I
Now,
feel like
not
I
back
wouldn't
then.
know until
Not
I
back
came off of the
then.
high.
Not back then. But now, yeah.
Now,
At the age I am now, where I am in my thinking
uh-huh.
now, yes. Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at you, girl. Cause for me, I'll probably just be riding the high and then be like, when the high is over, it's like a sugar rush. You know, you have a sugar rush and you be so high off the sugar and then you crash. I feel like that's what it used to be for me. I'm not gonna say I'm still there now, but I also feel like I wouldn't be able to tell the difference until the high has come down a bit. When you really in the thick of it, you might not really know. You might not really be able to differentiate the two. So
I can
I
dig
would
it.
say for me that I probably would be able to tell once the high comes down.
I can dig it. I can relate to what you're saying. That's around by 6 months. That's around by 6 months.
Girl,
In that
no.
in that three in that 3 to 6 month time frame.
Yeah, but also if depending on our interactions as well. Because like the high might be there as we're getting to know each other, we're learning each other and all of that. But then if it go to shit, if it go from sugar to shit real quick, mm-mm. I guess mm-mm. The high's gone. What's your problem, sir? The high
True.
gone. What we doing? But
True.
also, I do think the intensity of the connection makes a difference as well.
True.
Because if our connection is far beyond sexual, then I can ride that high for a while. The high of the connection.
Me too.
I can ride that high for quite some time, but if it comes down to it just being only sexual, nah, that's gonna fade real quick. You know what, Rodney? All right, text me later. You're gonna anticipate me texting you back. So text me and I'm gonna help you to release some dopamine. But text me and I'm gonna have you anticipating that I'm going to text you back. See how that works? It might not even mean that I'm going to text you. It just means
The
that you're
anticipation.
anticipating the thought or the fact that I may be texting you back. And you know what? I'll even do you a favor. I'll make sure my little bubbles come up. So you'll really think I'm responding. And then I'm going to go to bed. Okay. So we're going to talk about how you can tell the difference between real connection and a chemical illusion. Y'all, I did not think I understood how much happens when you have a sexual relationship with somebody and how your body does all of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew, but when we got to talking about this topic and I started looking and finding out information, I was like, I don't like that my body been out here fooling. Okay? My body been out here playing tricks on me this whole time.
The whole time.
On connection. Okay. So when I talk about connection, it does not just mean that we are compatible sexually. Okay. So connection means that we're able to have good conversations. We can engage in other activities outside of sex. You know, we can have a good time. We can laugh. We connect on an intellectual level of things. Because when we can do that too, that makes a big difference. And being in alignment with each other sometimes makes a really big difference. Because if we're not in alignment, that makes things a little bit funky, a little bit harder for you to connect. Um, which is also why I had to change. Somebody echoing. I think that's you, Gina. Um, I had to change my thought process when it comes to the idea of applying pressure. I don't want you to apply pressure. One, first of all, if I don't even know if I truly like you yet. Let's have a couple of conversations. Let's get to know each other. Let's kind of feel this thing out first. And then once we feel this thing out, and then we do realize that we have, you know, that we kind of liking each other and whatnot, then we can decide which direction it's going to go. Then we can talk about applying pressure. A lot of us end up in situationships because somebody that we don't really know has applied pressure, and a lot of us feel pressured to return the energy. And it's not genuine. The connection is not genuine if you are applying pressure from the very beginning. And I have yet to truly have a conversation with you to know if I really like you. And my more recent experiences made me have to change how I looked at applying pressure. So, being able to create a bond on a different level other than sexually. Yes, we may be like over the top sexually attracted to each other, but can we have a conversation? Is there something else that we can connect or a way that we can connect outside of the sexual connection? Because physical attraction is like amazing. But also, a lot of times now that is the detriment of a lot of relationships because a lot of us are solely focused on that one type of connection, that one type of energy that we share with each other. And sometimes that sexual energy fades after you realize this person ain't somebody that you're in alignment with. This ain't somebody that I really like. This isn't somebody that I can see a future with. So then, like, if we take a pause, hit them brakes a little bit, then we realize, like, oh, uh-uh, uh-uh.
That ain't it.
That ain't it. That ain't it for me. Okay. So just being more mindful of how you connect with people, because sometimes, like, that may be the only way that y'all can connect. But then on the other side, it may be that y'all can only connect on the intellectual level and y'all may not be compatible sexually. And y'all up here in a whole relationship 6 years later, and y'all ain't having good sex. Nobody's having orgasms. Nobody's getting good head. Nobody's receiving nothing pleasurable. So you're not releasing dopamine, oxytocin, or none of those things, because now you over there stressed, upset. Okay.
Girl, you better
So
leave that alone.
so
If we just start communicating, going through the gate,
mm-hmm.
everything, we'll just save ourselves a whole lot of heartache and time.
Yep.
That's true.
I think a lot of us have been doing things backwards when it comes to that. We want to get all the feels first while we're becoming acquainted, and not enough effective communication is taking place.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dopamines be winning at that point.
Yep.
They winning.
Listen,
And your judgment all
everything in you
cloudy.
is winning at that point. Now you out here flustered and confused.
Your judgment all clouded. You can't think straight. And now you want to go have a conversation, but then now you caught up.
That's true. That's true. Because if you put everything out on the table in the beginning of what you expect out of the relationship, the sexual relationship, then it makes it a little bit easier to maneuver. Um, your hard nose and okay, I want to try this. If you're more on the freaky side and then you're with somebody who's not freaky, and then you go into this relationship without communication, you're going to be very, very disappointed because it's
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
if you're like me, you want to be tied to the bed, you want to be chained or whatever, but then you got this person who's like, oh no, I don't believe in doing this. That's a turnoff for me because I'm a roughneck and I want it.
Come
I'm
on,
bringing it. I want
Roughneck.
you to bring it too. So it's like, you gonna do what? You gonna be soft in the bed? No, I can't do you. But I don't want to be down the line like 2 years into it, and
And that's when
now
you find out.
and I'm starting to realize, well, I really don't like doing this to you because that's not how I'm built. Baby, we could have in the beginning. All this time we done wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I'm not getting fulfilled in the bedroom because you want to play like you with this when you're not.
Yep.
I'm true to this. So I'm going to do this. And it's like, if you're not with it, kick rocks. I'm not going to play. I'm 54 years old, baby. I'm not about to be playing no games with nobody's son.
Yep.
You going to give it to me the way I want it, or I'm going to take it from you the way I want it, and then send you about
Ooh,
your
Not
business.
you out here taking it,
I'm going to take it, girl. I'm going to take it. I'm going to look. My grandmother used to say, y'all women out here letting these men dictate to you how you supposed to feel about your body and your sexual appetite. Stop letting that happen. You have to start being aggressive sometime in the bedroom. Don't. I'm not one of them. Okay, lay here, take it. What the hell? You lay there. Let me take it from you. Let me pull that power from you. Let me show you what it's all about. But that's just
girl.
me. I can't. And so for me, I can't even deal with a man who's passive in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, kick rocks. Because, baby, I will drown you with everything I got and send you home crying to your mama.
Come on,
Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I am not going to be playing. Because I guess when I was younger, I was more whatever he want to do, I'll do it. I'm okay. But then I start figuring out I'm not getting such. Okay, you
That ain't
basically
what's
sending me
pleasing
home
you.
with some wet
Uh-huh.
panties, and that's it. I don't have. I ain't came. I ain't had an orgasm. None of that.
Yep.
And you expect me to come back? I'm not coming back for round two. I've learned if you don't do it the first time, baby, nice to meet you, but you ain't
Yep.
on my level.
And that's the thing. That's the space that I've been in within the last couple of years myself. Is that like learning to assert myself in that way. And I already have like a dominant personality. And just a
Mhm.
sidebar, I don't know why people think I just be it is always so funny the conversations that people randomly have with me that they about what they think I like. And I'm like, where did you get that from? Where did that come from? Oh, you just got this dominant personality, so it just seemed like no. No, I am a whole submissive. What are we talking about? What are
Mhm.
we talking about, sir? No. But also, yes. I might decide at some point that I want to be a little bit on the other side of things. But the older I get, the more I have centered myself around my pleasure, my joy,
Mhm.
my enjoyment. Because if we gonna be together, or if we're gonna be in the space of it, interacting or being in a sexual connection or relationship, then our pleasure is important to me.
Mhm.
If we're not on the same page in regards to our pleasure being important, and you hold your pleasure higher than my pleasure, or my pleasure higher than your very own pleasure, then we're not on the same page. So we have to be on that same page the older I get, which is also why I haven't been participating in adult activities, because that has become a rarity where people want to have those conversations, want to talk about those things and come to an understanding of what we will do, what we won't do. But then also everything now seems to be sneaky. Um
Yes.
Doc said Auntie Regina making me grab my robe and clothes in shock.
Don't be shocked, baby. It is what it is. It surely cannot be what it ain't.
But Doc also asks, when does the dopamine start to flow for you all to get to the final destination at the end of the night? Um, it depends on the
It
situation.
started. It started from the moment you text me.
That
Talk
part.
about it. Talk
Because
about
that's
it.
that anticipation right there.
Yeah, cause I'm waiting. But also, so fellas, that's another thing. Um, Ladies too, building it up.
Yep.
Those text messages, those conversations that get you to that point of like, oh my God, I can't wait to see you. I'm gonna tear you up. I'm gonna tear you apart. We gonna knock it down. I'm gonna tear it out the frame. Their back gonna be hurt. All of that stuff. Yes, that's important.
It very much so.
That's how you know the difference between the good deed and the dopamine. Because that's a dopamine high right there. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the difference between a chemical high and a real high. That's a dopamine high. When we've been texting all day and we going back and forth and we talking about all the things that we gonna do to each other, that's a dopamine.
Hmm.
Y'all know how good that feels? Think about how good it feels when you have that kind of text message conversation going on with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It feels good. It feels
Mm.
good because it gets you in that mood to be like, ooh,
Okay, it make you want
I
to
got
shimmy.
something to look forward to when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hurry up and beat him home. Make him a little dinner. Let me get in the shower. When he come in, I'm have my little
Uh-huh.
stuff on ready for it.
Yep. You on
That
go.
anticipation is, boy, it's a ooh,
Yes,
You on
ma'am.
go.
baby.
Yes, ma'am. So that's it. That's what that high feels like. When you are enthralled with the conversation that you have been texting this person back and forth and all up and down and all around. And now you ready to go home because now you're ready to enjoy them. You're ready to be enthralled in that space with them because that dopamine is rushing. And then once you get to that person, now you got all of the other chemicals connecting and clashing and colliding and all of that good stuff. So now
Mm-hmm.
you're ready for something more.
That part.
Should be crazy, y'all. Do y'all see? Like, it's not just about penetration. Do y'all see that penetration is the bare minimum
Right.
of what
It's very.
actually takes place when you having sex? So I feel like if more people had these kind of conversations and actually knew what was happening to their bodies, we would stop just playing around with sex or playing around with the thought of having sex with people. Because what?
Yeah.
I'm
So
dealing
from
with
what I'm
all of this on
hearing,
the east.
you can't even not only just cut the sex off, you got to cut the cuddling off too, because the dopamine is still, yeah, like
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
that's so crazy.
Yep. Cuddling. Because, baby, I've been saying that for the longest. I don't want no sex. I just want to cuddle. I want to cuddle. I
And
want to cuddle.
cuddling jacking you up just as much.
It
Baby.
is, but I'd
It
rather
is.
cuddle. Give me that cuddling feeling because I don't
But what I'm saying, but when you know that
Oh
person
yeah.
is no good for you, it's
Oh
like
yeah. When you know
you
that
just
person ain't for
gotta
you,
cut
but
it
y'all still
all
cuddling
off. You
anyway. Oh
can't
baby,
have
yeah, you just
sex.
out here throwing
You
it up
can't
against the wall.
cuddle. You can't text. It's just, you can't escape the dopamine. You be thinking, okay, I'm scared back from the sex. We just gonna cuddle. Or I'm gonna scale back from sex and cuddling. We can still talk from time to time. We can converse from time to time. No, it's still sucking you in.
Yeah, because when you get to
Because then
doing all that
it's gonna
cuddling,
lead you to wanting to cuddle and wanting to have sex and
The
wanting to
sex
that
do all
gonna
of
part.
the
lead
other
you to
stuff.
want the color, like you said, and the color gonna lead you to
Treat the
want to have
sex.
sex.
Yep.
So you just gotta cut it all the way off.
Yes. That's it. Go ahead and shut it down. When you know it ain't good for
Shut
you,
it
shut it down.
down. Just you gotta shut it
But
down.
Before you get out here
sometimes you got to double
crashing
back
out.
on that not good. That one more time. Let me get this one more time, and then cut it off. Be like, I'm gonna cut it off. I'm done.
And then it'll be 3 more times.
No,
Exactly.
no, not for me, baby. Because when I say I'm gonna cut it off, I'm gonna double back one more time. I'm gonna give it to you as good as you ever had it, and then have you calling me, and I'm gonna be looking at the phone like laughing. But that's just me.
So this is how you know that it's a chemical illusion. So these are some chemical red flags. You're hooked on the feeling that you have and not the person. So that feeling that you holding on to and you love how that feels, but you don't really like the person, you don't really care about the person, you don't really give a fuck about the person. It's a chemical high. Um the sex with this person feels healing, but the conversation is trash. The communication is ass. You confuse intensity with intimacy. Now, I'm sure a lot of y'all motherfuckers out here is confusing those two. Intensity, like it's really intense. It's a lot. It feels big and hot, but that's not intimacy.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Y'all gonna learn something tonight.
Teach.
You feel withdrawal symptoms when they pull away. So you're going through withdrawals like a drug when you are not talking to this person, with this person, dealing with this person, having sex with this person. It is a chemical high that you are still riding. Man, this shit is wild.
It is.
You're fantasizing about a future. Hold on.
Mm.
You're fantasizing about a future while ignoring present dysfunction.
Girl.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm.
Mm.
Mm, mm, mm. Why
Yeah,
man do that to us? Why? Why? Why did they do it? It's so unfair.
yeah. You over here dreaming about a future with this person and you ain't even paying attention to the current dysfunctional shit
Function.
that they doing.
Mm.
I'm finna go cry in the car.
Right.
But you know,
'Cause
people,
what?
they overlook it because they don't want to be alone. So they allow that dysfunction to continue because they don't want to have an empty bed.
Hey, Anisha. She said penetration is not the highlight, and it ain't.
It ain't.
He said, y'all making me think of Mama Clump laying in bed when Cletus was changing to his younger self. Lord. Rodney said, that's why dick, booty, or titty pics are important too for dopamine. So you can see what you're going to put your mouth on. Rodney,
You know what?
go lay down. Go to bed.
Exactly. Good night.
I heard a preacher say intimacy into me. See. Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of like into me, you see. So you're really like looking into me as a person, into me as a whole being, not just my whole that you'll be in.
Right. Right.
That part.
So that's how you gotta look at it. But then that last one, woo! That last one, literally two situations came to the front of my dome instantly when I read it. I want to go cry in a car, okay? But I'll do it after the show. But just so y'all know why this happens. These neurochemicals mimic emotional bonding, especially in inconsistent or trauma bonded dynamics. They light up the same reward centers in your brain as drugs. Actual fucking drug. Which is also why I said earlier that you feel withdrawals when you are not around this person. Because this shit is like a literal fucking drug.
Drug.
Mhm.
Y'all. We out here being some crackheads for love.
Pretty much. For the
We
good
is
deed.
literally out here being crackheads
For the good deed.
for the D.
Girl. For the good
That's
thing.
like the song Put It Down by Jasmine Sullivan. I'm going to find the lyrics so I can read it to y'all. Or one of y'all can look it up. But, baby, it's talking about this exact thing. And she says something along the lines, I can't help it. It's a shame what he do to me. My friend asked me what it is. I say it's the D. Listen, because it is. It's the D got you out here doing all of this shit, Jasmine. But I'm going to find the lyrics before we leave so I can tell y'all all of the stuff that leads her to saying, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's the D. It got to be the D. Okay? Rodney said, I feel like Doc would agree with what I said. Uh, but Doc also said most mood or antidepressant drugs target dopamine and serotonin receptors. Ooh, it's a lot. 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 Let's see. Put it down lyrics. Here we go. Okay. He lived with his mama, but I treat him like a king. Every time he come around, he got me acting like a fiend. When he be asking me for money, I can never tell him no.
Mm, mm, mm.
And when he say he want to see me, I drop everything to go.
Mm.
Man, I know he made me look crazy. I know he make me. I do whatever you say. Tell me the time and the place. You know that I'm on my way. Give him the keys to my car. He bring it back by tomorrow. Okay?
Mm, mm, mm,
I got whatever you need. Long as he give me that D.
mm, mm.
Mm.
I can't help it. It's a shame what he do to me. My girls ask me what it is. I say it's the D. I
Mm.
start going out my mind when he come around. That's why he gets all my time because he put it down.
Damn.
He put it down, put it down, put it down, put it down. Woo! I wonder, is that why people be out here crashing out? Because they have a overwhelming amount of dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and all of that. And they don't know how to control. One, these people may not already be emotionally stable or emotionally aware, but then also on top of all of the other things, Virginia, you echoing.
How?
Um, and then all the other things that may be taking place also with their emotional instability, immaturity, and then all of the chemical processes happening at one time. That's why people be crashing out. Well,
Been
I
there,
be
done
there.
that. Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah. Uh-uh.
I wish I would have had knowledge to this information about 3 years ago.
Lord.
But
I'm with you when you right.
understand.
I'm with you when you right. I'm gonna say 5 because it was pandemic time. I'm gonna say okay. A lot of men are visual, by the way. Yeah, we know that. But Missy said she also don't want no 1 minute man. Of course not. See, okay, so my thought process was correct. Too much dopamine can lead to aggression and hyper competitiveness.
Hmm.
So my thought process was correct. Damn, that's crazy. Woo! But now we're gonna talk about Black women and attachment, and emotional safety. Hey, Auntie Lynn.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Hi.
Excuse my parents tonight, baby. I'm just clocking them dollars.
That's okay, baby. We know. We know you be out here getting to the coin. So, when is the last time y'all felt emotionally safe?
1999.
Right.
That long ago.
For the 99 and the 2000. Lord. And she exited stage left. No, I'm just playing. She'll be back.
Ooh, she said 1999.
So true.
Ooh, me, I can say it was not too long ago where I felt
Okay.
emotionally safe. It's like just a couple of months ago.
Okay.
He made me feel so secure with who I am. And it was like I'm not a touchy feeling person, but baby, every chance I got, I was rubbing on that head, rubbing on them arms. It was just something about this man that just made me so relaxed, and it was like no judgment, no nothing, and it was just like we were there in the moment, and I loved it. Loved it.
Girl. What about you, D?
You heard what Lynn said?
Not you heard what she said.
What she said?
Girl, you too.
um,
No, seriously, emotionally safe and the way you making me feel when you touch me is totally different to me,
yeah,
Regina.
absolutely.
I mean,
It,
you
yes,
you
that
get
is two different types of
yeah, like you, I'm a sensual type of person, so I'm big on touch. So if I'm with you and I like you and I'm into you, I'm gonna be touching on you. But to me, that don't mean, or if you're touching on me, I'm an affectionate person, so I want to be with an affectionate person, and that may be one of the things that have caused us to connect or bond. But that doesn't mean that you're making me feel emotionally safe.
I get it, but I
I'm,
mean, everybody's situation is different.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
Uh,
absolutely with you though, because even though like I feel sexually safe, I may not feel emotionally safe. So
right,
correct.
like there is a
right.
way to separate the two, because if I can't come to you, and so I laugh about those kind of things, because why do we deal with that? Why do we settle for one and not get the other? Um, and that's not a question to y'all. That's just a question. Like we
Yeah,
be we out here settling for one and not getting the whole thing from
right.
somebody. But
But
the emotion, I feel like emotionally safe, it's been a while. Simply
Mhm.
um because of my presence in the world, people automatically assume that I don't need to be checked in on, to be cared for, to be loved on, those kind of. And I've even had like some people that's really close to me, like, "Oh, I thought you was good. You don't ever say nothing. You don't know." My life be life in too. I just be over here trying to deal with it. But just feeling emotionally safe in regards to a partner or a man or something along those lines, it's been a few years. But also I feel like I haven't truly connected with someone on that level in a while. So because I've been just single and mingling, not just not necessarily like building or growing, or I haven't like dated someone that had true intentions. I ain't gonna say they didn't have true intentions. I take that back. I'm gonna say over time, our intentions or our belief for what we thought we were trying to do with each other changed. So yeah, it's been a while. I can't
Mhm.
necessarily pinpoint it, but it's been a while.
My sentiments exactly. I feel exactly how you said. I know I've had it before, but it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Like you say, if it don't happen pre-pandemic, then I can't remember. I know I don't have it, but it ain't been recent where I can just
Yeah.
pinpoint it and be like, yeah, I remember. Like Regina said, her experience was 2 months ago. I know I've had it, but it ain't been no time recent.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think sometimes it's harder to kind of differentiate the two, because sometimes we get so used to the sexual interaction or that sexual chemistry takes over that we don't really have the opportunity to dive in emotionally. And then nowadays, men have been withdrawing themselves from the emotional connection with women because um this whole new wave of calling men sassy for having emotions or feeling things or having the thought, hell, they get called sassy for using an umbrella or any kind of stupid shit. But yeah, I make it a point to at least try to make people feel safe with me. I think I do a really good job with that. But also I think me being who I am, and kind of like my energy, people automatically feel safe. It's always funny because people tell me like all of their business, their life, everything. And I'll be like, cool, that was a lot, but I hope you got it off your chest. I hope you feel better.
Because you may come across as a person that they feel like they can open up to.
Yeah, all the time. All the time. And I don't mind it. It's often I just am taken aback a little bit, like, oh, you felt real safe. but but for me, it's the opposite. I am often not given that space to be emotionally naked. And I miss that. I miss being able to be in that space, be vulnerable, be open, be full on transparent about my thoughts and feelings and all of that kind of stuff. Um
Do you feel, Leo, that you don't get that from a man that you may have connected with because they see all the things that you are and they may feel like, okay, she good in that area
mhm.
because you can be all these things, doing your job full time, this brand and everything that you do for it in your business, and you just all the things for everybody and everything that you got going on in your life, and they may think, okay, she's strong, she got this. She does not need emotional safety for me, but you got to connect with someone that's emotionally intelligent because you can be the strongest of the persons
I tell
and be
people all the
handling
time, stop
all
calling me
the
strong.
things.
Don't
But
call me strong.
yeah,
Don't call
we,
me strong. Don't call me resilient.
yeah,
Because I've been called those things for so long over the last 10 years that it does not hold weight anymore. It does not make me feel powerful. It honestly makes me feel like that's just something people say to be cliche to try to make you feel better in the midst of whatever it is you're dealing with or going through.
exactly.
Um I'm okay if somebody that doesn't know that bothers me. It don't bother me. I just feel like, that's not me. I'm not strong. Don't call me strong. Like I don't, because the connotation or the thought process when we call people strong or when we say that, oh yeah, she's strong, is that the thought process often is that we don't need other people. The
Exactly.
thought
We
process
do.
is that you're going to get it done or you're going to take care of it however you need to, whenever you need to. So there's no need for, nobody to really worry about you. No worry about me, motherfuckers. Like, no, for real. Because the strong friend absolutely goes through a whole lot, especially the strong friend that's doing shit like I do.
Right.
Or like all of us are out here trying to conquer the world and build brands and be amazing, and we want to date and we want to find love, but oftentimes people don't think we want that, and it's crazy.
They think you want to be by yourself, and because we're out here trying to make a life for ourselves and our families, they think, well, like you said, she's so strong, she's doing everything. But sometimes it feels good to have somebody to take some of that weight off your shoulder
Ooh, talk about it now.
and
Well,
Exactly.
come on,
just
say that.
acknowledge you. Okay, baby, I understand I'm doing all this stuff, but sometimes it's just you're just running off of just straight energy because this is what you have to do. But sometimes you just want to break down and be like, "Ooh, Lord, when is going to be my turn when somebody actually sees me and asks me, hey, baby, you good? You okay? Is there something I can do to try to take some of the weight off of your shoulder? And it, I don't, it's really hard at times
Mhm.
because it's like, damn, I'm tired of being supposedly strong when I know in my mind I am breaking down mentally because it's so much weight on me. And it
Yep.
feels good to have somebody just, hey, baby, you okay? What do I need to do to make it better for you, to lighten your load? That is a lot to hear from your partner because that means they actually see what you're
Mhm.
going through. I want
Mm-hmm.
somebody to see me. If I see
Mm-hmm.
that you're having a hard day and I'm going all out of my way to make sure you're good, please see me. See that, babe. I have been going through it, but I'm doing my best to hold it together. But come on.
Mhm.
Acknowledge me, see me. Because a lot of people don't, you be in a relationship and it's always one sided. It's either the man always seeing that the woman is emotionally, that needs the emotional support, or it's the other way around. And
Mhm.
I just feel like it should be an equal balance that each person sees each other and they pour into each other and it makes it better.
Yep. But even recognizing that I'm pouring into you. You know what I'm saying? Recognize the work that I'm doing because sometimes
Mhm.
that's what matters.
Right?
Thank you for recognizing that I'm actually pouring into you. Because some people don't. Some people do not recognize that they are being poured into, or that their partner or their person is giving of themselves in such a way that
Mhm.
they take it for granted.
Yep.
And they be like, damn, don't take me for granted. Because I can go pour into another cup and you'll miss me pouring into your cup.
Right.
I got a heavy pour, okay?
But a lot of times they don't see it. It has to be after you leave their relationship
Mm-hmm.
and they see you pouring into that other person, then they'll start remembering, oh, well, damn, she used to do this for me. Why come I, baby, because you were selfish and all you thought about
Mm-hmm.
was yourself. You didn't see that. And that's a lot of mental breakage for a
Yep,
person, one person.
absolutely.
That it's just a lot to bear. And when you're like, it's not even like you're doing it for the recognition, but it feels good to just have someone to acknowledge it point blank.
Mm-hmm. And you're doing it because you care.
There, that
Um,
part.
so one of the things, it's something that we've had to deal with culturally for a long time. Because it says that Black women have been told to hold it down and ride for him without always being taught how to receive emotional care. But also, society often celebrates our resiliency. Okay, I just talked about don't call me resilient. Okay, but rarely protects our vulnerability. People don't even recognize that even though we're on here, that it takes some vulnerability to be able to be on here to talk about our things, to talk about what we feel and what we got going on and all those kind of things. And even our experiences, it takes some level of vulnerability. It may be a little thin layer at the very bottom, but it still takes willing to be vulnerable to have these discussions and things. Um, so let me tell y'all something. Wanting emotional clarity does not mean you are doing too much. Wanting to have an understanding what's taking place with you and this person. So you fucking around with somebody, you ask them, so what we doing? It is nothing wrong with asking that question. And
Right.
if somebody makes you feel like there is something wrong with you asking that question, baby, they getting ready to take you for a ride. Okay, go ahead and get out the car. They finna take you for a ride that you did not prepare for. And I don't want anybody to ever have to go through that because um One, it makes you feel like you're doing something wrong. It makes you feel like you aren't worthy of clarity, or I'm not worthy of receiving this information that I'm asking for you, because why you going all around the mulberry bush instead of just giving me an answer? If you just want to see where it goes, say that, but also understand that as we see where it goes, I'm going to talk to whoever else I want to talk to, because we have to stop allowing people to take us on these rides, and then we just ride and carefree with, talking about some wee, just having a good ass time, and we don't even know where we going. I can't trust you that much with my
Right.
life, with
Say
my
that.
peace. I can't trust you that much with my peace,
Say that.
sir, because you don't even know what you're doing. You don't even know where you're going. So you are not doing too much by wanting emotional clarity. The cost of confusion is high.
Yes, it is.
The cost of confusion and avoidance and lack of clarity is high.
That part.
Okay? I don't care how good the sex is. Okay? Um, but also the cost of confusing good sex with partnership is high as well. That ain't your partner. That's a nigga you fucking. Or
Good.
a woman you fucking. Okay? That's not your partner. Y'all aren't in a partnership. Y'all aren't in a relationship. Y'all are in a
That's
situationship.
it.
Let's call it what it is, and understand that the cost of being in those situations is high. Okay? Um, Now this one for all of y'all. Okay, I'm gonna lean in. This is the one for y'all who think that chaos is love. Okay?
Mm, mm, mm.
Mm-mm.
It's not. Romantic chaos is not proof of love. It's often just unresolved trauma cycling through your nervous system. Okay? Catch it, clock
Yeah.
it. All right. Um, so here's how you change that mindset. This is how you go through and shift the narrative in those situations, and you can have peace about where you are. You are allowed to desire pleasure and emotional security. Tell yourself that often. Continue to tell yourself that until you receive it. You are allowed to desire pleasure and emotional security and emotional intimacy. People lack it in those connections. And it is a for real thing. I want you to want me. I want you to want to be around me. I want you to want to enjoy life with me or do things with me and all of that. If you can't do that, leave me alone. If that's not something you see for us or with me, go on about your business, sir. But also, you deserve someone who's not just good in bed, but good to your nervous system. That means that you can feel that peace. You could be calm. You could be cool. You could be collected. You are emotionally safe. You are physically safe. You are sexually safe. You are mentally safe with this person. You should be able to feel that and be in the presence of that kind of energy with somebody. Okay. I feel like I need to just lay in the flow and eat bread after the conversation, because what? All of this shit is over here, got me over here like holding back the tears. Because this shit is a for real thing. And I am like, yeah, damn, this is a lot. But, um, so just to give y'all how to tell if it's chemistry or connection. Okay. I'm gonna run this down and then we gonna get ready to close out in a minute. And our closeout is gonna be talking about honoring your pleasure and protecting your peace. Okay. So how to tell if it's chemistry or connection. These some questions you can ask yourself. Do I feel anxious or secure after our interactions? That's a good fucking question. Because a lot of us be feeling anxious when we done. And you ain't supposed to feel anxious. You're supposed to feel secure. You're supposed to be relaxed. Instead, your ass hopping up trying to put your drawers on so you can get back to work. Or so they can get home. How do I feel about myself when I'm around them? Can we talk about goals, boundaries, or emotions? Or just link ups and lust? Am I more attracted to the idea of them than the actual reality of them? Like, I'm attracted to the idea of this person, but I really don't like this person when they're around me. And then lastly, if sex was off the table, would I still feel chosen, safe, and seen? Think about it. So, pro tip, wait to be physically intimate until you've seen how someone handles conflict, boundaries, boredom, and consistency. God damn.
Right.
Woo! Uh. But I'm gonna hop down to this part and then we're gonna talk about pleasure. Did you know that dopamine creates reward loops and addictive patterns in dating?
We know now.
Because that's why some people never not in a relationship or never not with someone or never not dating. Um, Oxytocin plays a role in premature emotional bonding. Adrenaline and the newness of a situation override your discernment. Your intuition is overridden by the newness and the adrenaline in a situation. Trauma bonds can mimic soulmate bonds or soulmate vibes. So you can be trauma bonding and not bonding with your soulmate. It feels the same. This shit is wild.
Damn did we do, damn did we don't.
Okay. But also, for Black women, we should center emotional safety in romantic and sexual spaces. We should center emotional safety in romantic and sexual spaces because if we are not aware of how those spaces are for our emotional um and romantic emotional safety and sexual safety, um then we will always end up trying to figure out things while all of these other chemicals is flowing through us. So we have to be safe first. Be safe first. Safety first. Okay? Like riding a bike. Safety first. Put your seatbelt on. Safety first. Okay? And then
Mhm.
lastly, We finna get into honoring your pleasure, but protecting your peace. Because that's important. It's important. You are not crazy. You're chemically compromised. I need that on a shirt. You are not crazy. You're chemically compromised. Okay. Um, Sex isn't just physical, it's neurological, emotional, and aesthetic. Uh that he was never your man moment hits different when you realize your brain was just hot. Okay. But how to honor your pleasure and protect your peace. The biggest part of all of that is communication. Communicate, talk about it, talk about all the things, talk about everything that is a concern for you. And if you cannot bring your concerns to this person, then let it be. You cannot bring your intimate concerns about physical safety, emotional safety, mental safety, sexual safety to this person, then leave that person alone because they genuinely don't care about you or care about the person that you are. They care about the situation that you all are in or agree. But then, I'm sorry, y'all. My brain is over here like, girl, we got work to do.
For real.
Bitch, we was over here slacking on our pimping. That's literally what my
Mhm.
brain is saying.
Flipping on our pippin for
We
sure.
was slacking on our pimping. Um, but honoring your pleasure also means tapping in with yourself, knowing what you love, what you like, what you want to feel. And it's okay to be over the top. If honoring your pleasure means pleasuring yourself with this person or without this person, honor it. If that means putting on something sexy just because you want to put on something sexy, do it. But also, honoring your pleasure means listening to your body when it tells you this ain't it. I need more. I want more. I desire more. I crave more. So we got to get into it. Sometimes we got to slow down and not do all of that humping around in order to honor our pleasure and protect our peace. Okay?
Okay.
Oof. What's y'all final thoughts?
I'm like you. I got a lot of work to do.
Baby. I need to go back to the 1999 safety heaven zone.
Okay? For the 99 and the 2000.
So this making me aware that the texting and the cuddling and all that there, like
Deidre said
you-
she finna stop texting niggas, period. Don't text me.
yeah, cause you I just recently had said like I'm cutting the sex off. Well, can we still cuddle? And I'm like, okay. But now I realize, yeah, that ain't no good for you neither.
Mm-mm.
You gotta cut them all the way off.
Girl. It's so addictive though. All of it is so addictive. So
It
we
is because
got
I'm an
here
affectionate
and like
person.
Pookie.
If I'm into you when I'm around you, I'm rubbing your head, I'm touching you.
Mm.
I'm a touchy feely type of person.
Mm. It's a lot.
Blessed be the name of the Lord.
Say
Okay.
it again. It's a lot.
Blessed be the name of the Lord.
I
Be-
can get satisfaction out of that without even having sex. But now you talking about, okay, that's dangerous too. Oh Lord. You
yep.
gotta fall all the way back.
It's
And
all
that's
day.
the hard part right there, falling all the way back. It's just like, ugh. do I really gotta do this? But you have to think about it like if you don't,
You're gonna be a
that
crash out.
that part is
You
gonna be a
got to do
crash
it to
out.
protect your
Yeah,
peace.
and
Yeah.
that's what I had to do because I was married for 5 years, and my husband, ex-husband, trash, uh, trash, I mean trash. It's like you love them and you still want to try to make things work, but then at the end of the day, you're starting to realize that you're not happy behind the situation. So you have to let go. And right now, I'm going through this emotional stage where I am letting go and I'm letting God do whatever God needs to do because me being unhappy for anybody is not conducive to me.
Mm-hmm.
I crash out, and I mean, I will burn the whole world down behind some stuff. But I don't, that was the old me. And as I get older, I don't want to do that. I just want to be, okay, I see it's not working. I'm gonna let you do what you do. You want to be you for them streets, be for them streets. You want to have community penis, have community penis. But that's not conducive to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just to the point where I am learning to basically relearning myself what I want, what I need, uh, and I'm just at the point I'm not compromising for anyone my happiness. So that's what I'm, baby. This conversation, yeah, it didn't put me up on some levels. I mean, I was getting there, but it's really helped me gauge a lot of things that's going on in my life right now. It was much needed, very much needed.
Very much so. Very much so.
Girl.
Any other final thoughts, ladies? No? No other final
No.
thoughts?
You took us to school tonight, girl.
Yes, you
Girl,
did.
listen. I don't know what to tell you. This whole conversation then blew my edges back.
Look, you gave us some emotional safety.
Okay, I'm glad.
Girl.
You gave
Bobby
us
said he was
emotional
emotionally safe too.
I'm out here thinking I could be a G in that parking lot and like, no, girl, you can't even cuddle. You gotta close your legs. You can't even cuddle. You can't even text.
You said you got to close the legs on your phone too.
Right.
Baby, that part.
I ain't there
Mhm.
yet. I can't close the legs on my phone yet.
I
I'm gonna figure
mean,
that out though.
it would be difficult for me if the conversation was bomb, but I mean, if the conversation ain't given, it's easy, like because I'm big on communication. So if that is already something
If
that
it's
you're not
if it's
doing for
already
me,
lacking,
yeah, if it's already like not giving what it need to give, like yeah, like what are we really doing?
Playing,
bored.
playing. That's it.
We bored. And my last and final thought is just pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to your intuition when you start dealing with people.
Hmm.
Cause a lot of times your body will tell you, mm-mm, this ain't it. This ain't it. I don't want it. Your body will tell you that. And a lot of us will still be up here trying to
Make it work.
make it work, navigate it differently. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm traumatized.
Hmm.
No, baby, your body is telling you that this ain't it. Listen to it, okay, y'all? But that's all we got tonight, y'all. I'm gonna try to make sure that I post this information, like the tips and all of the breakdowns of all of the chemicals in the brain that help us navigate this space. But also, we gonna have to have this conversation where it's the men, because I want to know what their thoughts and feelings
They
are
don't
on
want no
this as
styling
well.
and stuff. Yeah, I hope I was wanting some of them to chime in. A
They
couple of
get scared.
them.
They be scared when it come down to these kind of conversations with
We
us.
get too deep. We get too deep.
Yep. So hopefully, we can have this conversation again with the fellas. But next week, we are talking. Did it come up? Come on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong thing. So I'm like, where it go? Next week. There we go. Nope, not that one. Next week. There we go. Orgasms and overthinking. How to get out of your head and into your body. Okay? Get out your head and into your body. So again, we're still in the month of May, mental health awareness, and we talking about all the things, y'all, because we need y'all to be on point when it comes down to how you think, how you prepare, and all of that for these relationships, because a lot of us are out here moving raggedy and fucked up with each other. And a lot of us are bleeding on people that we did not mean to bleed on. So make sure that y'all checking yourselves. Y'all ain't out here just being reckless and raggedy with y'all emotions or with y'all adrenaline, dopamine, oxytocin, or serotonin. But I'm going to try my best to make sure this information goes up on the PGC page as well as the PGC After Dark page. And I got information from the last show that has to go up as well. So your girl been busy, but I'm going to get my things done and put all of this information out there for y'all. So you guys can stay on top of it, but also be aware of how you moving and navigating in these streets, in these dating streets. All right, y'all. I ain't got no more for you. That's it. That's all. I'm your girl, Leo Rochelle. We got Auntie D, Auntie Regina up in this thing, and Auntie Lynn was in here too. Shout out to Auntie Lindsay and Auntie Ayla. We miss you, ladies. We'll see y'all when y'all get back. But y'all know what I say. Whatever you do for the rest of the evening and the rest of the week, don't do it with your half-ass. Do it with your whole ass. Thank you for tuning in to PGC After Dark. Keep it grown. Keep it sexy. Keep it classy. And always keep it spicy. Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Trust. Dependency. Love. Respect. Passion. Pain. Intimacy. Pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said.